Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clark on YouTube. Oh no! From my heart to yours, I want you guys to know that you are the greatest fans in the entire universe that anyone could ever want. I say this because this past weekend was my 39th birthday. And I was really upset. I was feeling really down in the dumps because one of my greatest friends that I had thought the world over didn't even say happy birthday to me. I guess she had other things on her mind, or she must have forgot to say happy birthday to me. I had over 100 wishes for my birthday on my Facebook page, and I had over 1,000 subscribers that weekend, which really made up for how upset I was feeling. Sometimes in life, you have these friends that you think the world over you, but they don't think the same about you. The feeling isn't mutual. And it really bothers people. And I can kind of sympathize with someone out there probably watching this video that feels the same way that I do tonight. Because I think the world of every friend that I have. And she really let me down. But that same time, I saw an unexpected surge on this YouTube channel from each and every one of you guys. And I got over like 2,000 subscribers in the period of 24 hours. I woke up with over 3,000 people subscribed to this YouTube channel, and it happened because of each and every one of you. I don't know where she is tonight, I don't know what she's doing, but you guys really made me happy over the weekend and made it one of the best birthday celebrations that I can remember in quite some time. I remember years ago when the podcasters I used to work with used to celebrate my birthday on a 3-hour podcast. We would stream my 24th, 25th, 26th birthday like that. And I had a whole lot of fun doing it, but that was over 15 years ago. But this was the greatest birthday gift that anyone could have ever received, at least from where I choose to look at it. It goes without saying that life is sweeter when you actually make an effort to be sweeter and exemplify kindness. And that was the message that I always wanted to convey and drop on this YouTube channel over this podcast microphone, was that life is undoubtedly sweeter when you make an effort to show kindness in somebody's life who needs it. And I was needing it this weekend. And each and every one of you showed an unbelievable amount of kindness, which definitely has never going to be surpassed by anything else that I will ever experience in my life. Thank you guys so much from one heart to another. I don't know where I'd be without each and every one of you, because we share in the same passion for Descendants and Zombies. It's the content that brought us all together, and I hope it continues to bring us all together. That's a cool YouTube banner, is it not? Your favorite Disney characters on that YouTube banner. Encourages you to follow me on all social media platforms and to, of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel, which is critically important for this YouTube channel to thrive. I know you're going to hit the subscribe button, especially if you like Descendants and Zombies. If you're a fan watching this for the first time, hi. Welcome to the show. You're going to have a whole lot of fun. I've been feeling a little bit down in the dumps. My birthday. I always look forward to my birthday every year. I get really excited a couple of days before my birthday. I wonder who's going to say happy birthday to me on social media platforms. And I kind of get really upset when people who I think are my best friends, they let me down. I know there are prior commitments that people have to, commit to and things like that. But when you think so much over somebody and they don't even show up for your birthday, it kind of really upsets you. And I know there's somebody out there watching this video who's probably going through the same thing. I watched a lot of inspiring videos a couple of days ago about Meg Donnelly and her mom's battle with cancer, her own battles, respectively, with anxiety and depression. And I came away with a whole lot more respect for Meg Donnelly than I did going in to watching the video, because I just thought it was going to be some nonsense. But here's Meg Donnelly sitting behind a podcast microphone on someone's radio show talking about anxiety and depression and her battles with it. And it's a real thing. And I also know there are people out there watching this show who are depressed, who are suffering from the same kind of confliction in their own life. They can't make sense of it, but I want you to know that everything is going to be okay. If there was one beautiful message that was conveyed in any song that was ever a part of any soundtrack for Descendants, it was "Life is Sweeter When You Are." And that is the truest and most authentic message that I think has ever been conveyed through a Descendants dance number ever. Over the last decade, we have seen a lot of songs touch the hearts of so many Descendants fans, no matter if it was If Only, if it was Space Between, if it was Rotten to the Core, Ways to be Wicked, Shuffle of Love, Get Your Hands Dirty. But this song was so beautiful. It was a bubblegum type song that really uplifted your spirits and got stuck in your head almost instantly. And if you're someone who says that song never got stuck in your head, I don't know if I believe you or not. I concur with that statement about that song getting stuck in your head, because it's been stuck in my head for what feels like forever. I listen to that song literally every morning, and me and my friends listen to it every chance we get, because of the powerful message, the powerful lyrics, the unbelievable dance number that was choreographed for so many people to have an opportunity to try a hand at. To be honest with you guys, if you're wondering if I can dance, I haven't danced in years, since the days of high school dances. I remember going to high school dances when I was probably 15 years old. I used to be so excited to go to high school dances. I had no date, but I remember going to high school dances and doing my best to execute the dance numbers, you know, the different things, the train thing, the Macarena, all kinds of stuff. Kung Fu fighting was always a popular one, but then you had these slow songs, these slow ballads like I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, and Bed of Roses and stuff. I mean, I grew up in the 90s, which is an era that Kylie Cantrell always wanted to try her hand at. I would highly recommend her to go back in time and pull a Phineas and Ferb and try her hand at growing up in the 1990s. It was so fun, and it was a time where you didn't really care about anything. The stress of life was something you never really thought about. You weren't really pushed into a corner by your friends because of peer pressure. And now, I don't know if I want to go back in time and grow up in an era like we're growing up in now, because there's so many challenges that we're constantly faced with, so much peer pressure and bullying. I don't know, which is why I also really appreciate the message of Descendants always consistently being both Descendants and Zombies, to stand up to your bullies and believe in what you want to believe in and aspire to all of your dreams being accomplished. That's one thing I've always wanted for someone to run away with from this YouTube channel, is that forever exists, happily ever after does exist, and every dream is achievable. I was actually going to put that in the slogan of the banner for this YouTube channel, but I think it looks cool enough, pretty authentic enough, with all your favorite Disney characters on it. Originally I was going to make a Descendants one, but I thought it would be cooler to have your favorite Disney characters on it, because if you notice the princesses in the YouTube banner for this YouTube channel, by the way, follow me on all social media platforms, you get the chance, and hit the subscribe button. I would really love for you to do that. Descendants was inspired by classic Disney fairy tales that were inspired by some of the greatest princesses of all time: Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White. I really appreciate, I want to put it out there, the girls who are subscribed to this YouTube channel who may be fans of Rapunzel, who may be fans of Snow White, because the one princess that seems to get all the credit is either Cinderella or Pocahontas. It's kind of a toss-up, became a toss-up between the two of them. Some of my favorite Disney princesses of all time, this is going to sound strange for a guy, but was always Rapunzel, was always Elsa and Anna. Anna was a beautiful princess in Frozen that seemingly never got enough credit. I like the retro Disney princesses, but I also appreciate the newer Disney princesses when you talk about Elsa, Anna, Rapunzel, Moana. I love all the newer ones too. And I'm kind of really updated when it comes to Disney, because Disney's been a part of my life for what feels like forever. But, you know, you talk to every girl, it's always Cinderella. It's always the same 3 or 4 princesses: Cinderella, Snow White, over and over and over again, Sleeping Beauty. Even Dove Cameron's favorite is Sleeping Beauty. But I really appreciate how Meg Donnelly and Kylie Cantrell choose Rapunzel time and time again. I love that kind of thing. I used to love going to high school dances. One year I was chased by a guy dressed up as a vampire. He was one of my very good friends. So I ended up getting chased into the library. I locked the door behind me. He eventually got in through the window, and I think I drop-kicked him from the top of one of the bookshelves. That's why I say I've been slaying vampires for forever, but that's a whole different story for a whole another video. I'm really excited about Descendants 5, if you haven't already figured that out. You know, when I first moved into this house, I thought to myself, you know, what could I create that would be compelling content that would really grab the attention and catch the eye of everybody? So I researched all my favorite Disney franchises, and I said, you know, as popular as they were, they're never going to get it done. Not even classic Disney animation will get the job done. So I looked up the numbers for Descendants, and I thought to myself, you know, what would happen if I threw up some Dove Cameron videos? So I threw up a Dove Cameron video. I didn't think anything of it and got 1,000 views. Throw up another Dove Cameron video, another 1,000 views. Throw up some Descendants and Zombies videos in corresponding order and got another couple of thousand views. And lo and behold, a year later, the YouTube channel blew up with over 3,000 subscribers. Of course, the next milestone is 4,000, 5,000. So I thought to myself, why not create a whole YouTube channel devoted to what you guys want? Descendants and Zombies, because I know everybody is searching it up. Everybody loves Descendants and Zombies, and I do too. I very quickly fell in love with the newer cast, even though they received their fair share of criticism, which there's really no need of. You know, I've seen a lot of videos. Just recently I saw a new Descendants video uploaded a couple of days ago, a new trailer that's making the rounds on YouTube, you know, teasing a return of Mal. I think I've pretty much got the door closed on Mal coming back, reprising a role, Dove Cameron reprising that role, because if she was coming back, of course, she would have confirmed it. She has denied all rumors of her coming back to reprise her role as Mal, which has let down a lot of people, but that shouldn't discourage you. If you're a Descendants fan, you'll be a Descendants fan for forever, and I'm going to make sure you're a Descendants fan forever, and I'm going to tell you how I'm going to make sure you're a Descendants and Zombies fan for forever. We're going to talk about Descendants and Zombies from now until the end of eternity. Even when the franchise is finished, I will assure each and every one of you that I will do my best to keep the franchise alive for at least the next, 25 years to give you an opportunity. I hope you really love this YouTube channel. I hope you find time in hitting the subscribe button. I hope you find time in hitting the like button, sharing the videos. I love when I see the subscribers going up on this YouTube channel because it shows that you appreciate the video, you appreciate the content, and the more appreciation and the more circulation of content that I see, overflow of content and response that I get on this YouTube channel, the more videos that will be uploaded. Summer 2026 is going to be a whole lot of fun. So is this summer too. The Worlds Collide Tour with Descendants and Zombies. I'm really looking forward to the reviews. The numbers coming in for this one. I never ever had a girl in my life who ever appreciated Descendants. I think for every relationship that I've been involved in off of this podcast, I don't think anyone ever appreciated my love for Descendants, or even, come to think of it, my love for Disney. I was always kind of left alone, left in the dark, and ultimately chose my passion for Disney over anything else in my life. And it's just an honor and a privilege to just be here with each and every one of you talking about Descendants and Zombies, your favorite moments from the franchises, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. But it's one thing to come on here and just talk about Descendants and Zombies, but it's a whole different experience when you create a video that everybody can fall in love with and means so much to them just as much as it means to the person uploading the video. In my case, I have a lot of stories that kind of remind me of Descendants. A lot of characters remind me of my own actions and mistakes that I made. Let's face it, Red made a whole lot of mistakes in that movie, didn't she? And I don't say a whole lot of mistakes. Probably her mother just wanted her to aspire to be something ultimately that she didn't want to be. She wanted to be something in her own eyes and be represented for what she wanted to be represented for. And I don't think anyone could have ever portrayed the Queen of Hearts daughter as powerfully as what Kylie Contrell did, the character Red. And the same thing can be said about Mila Baker's character, Chloe Charming. Nobody could have ever powerfully demonstrated the characteristics of Cinderella's daughter, Chloe Charming, as powerfully as what she did. I remember her on the reboot of Are You Afraid of the Dark, and that was an amazing, amazing experience watching that. I think it was called Curse of the Shadows when she was in that. I think she was also in the original reboot back in 2019, The Carnival of Doom. But Kylie Contrell's resume definitely speaks for itself. Beautiful, beautiful actress. She's been in Gabby Dern in the Unsittables High School Musical series, Descendants, of course. Raven's Home as Jasmine in that reoccurring role. Bizarre in a reoccurring role. She had a lot of reoccurring roles before she ever had the opportunity to have a breakout role like Red and Descendants, but no role could have been more fitting and more appropriate for Kylie Contrell. She really brought it to life. My heart really breaks for Kylie Contrell because she's been the victim of a lot of criticism here recently because of her political viewpoint, not being a Trump supporter. We've got to leave Kylie Contrell's political point of view out of the conversation. I say this because Kylie Contrell's still got a long way to go. I'm probably the only guy who could ever beat Donald Trump in a presidential election, but I'm from Canada, so I can't run. Maybe I can move to the States and get my citizenship because I have a lot of friends from the United States from all the years I used to podcast as a co-host of a lot of American podcasts. But be it that I'm the only guy that can beat Donald Trump in a presidential election, that's pretty much out of conversation right now because I live in the eastern part of Canada. So we've kind of got to leave Kylie Contrell's opinions about Donald Trump out of the conversation because she's still got a long way to go, a whole lot more to learn, a whole lot more to give. I remember when Dove Cameron used to say that she had ran out of opportunities to create and give to fans. She felt like she had given everything there was to offer, but there's always a new opportunity to reintroduce yourself, redistribute yourself for what you want to be remembered for being. And if Dove Cameron wants to be remembered as someone who quit on all the Descendants fans and took her ball and went home, then obviously that's what she's going to be remembered for. I appreciate her new volume of her compilation Alchemical from 2022. It's called Too Much now. It's volume 2 of the second part of Alchemical. Very different way of looking at Dove Cameron and to perceive Dove Cameron, but if that's the way she wants to represent herself and go about things, more respect to her. I saw a performance of her on, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel Live a couple of weeks ago. Jimmy Fallon Live or something like that. The performance was very energetic. It was very fun to watch. I'd watch it again. It's on YouTube for those of you who haven't seen it. And Dove Cameron tour dates are all over DoveCameron.com. Just go to DoveCameron.com, click on tour, and there are a lot of tour dates scheduled for the summer of 2025. But I think the summer of 2026 is going to be a whole lot of fun for everybody, whoever said they were a Descendants fan, because of course we've got Descendants 5, Wicked Wonderland. I love that title. I don't know about a lot of people who critically review this stuff, but I love this title. This title is very different from any other Descendants title that we have seen, because Descendants 1 through 3 didn't have specific titles, and then here comes Descendants The Rise of Red. That was separating Descendants from the previous franchise significantly enough, but now here comes this even more powerful title with so much mystery attached to it. And that's why I'm so excited about it. It's going to take place in present-day Wonderland, so the aspect of time travel is taken out of it, and that's why Ruby Rose Turner is saying goodbye to the Descendants franchise. But should we be waving our hand out of respect to Ruby Rose Turner and saying goodbye so early on? There's also a chance for Descendants 6 to be written into the script, and a chance, if time travel makes its way back into that script, to see Ruby Rose Turner again. Let me just say this. I am extremely sad and overwhelmed over the fact that Ruby Rose Turner is leaving. I feel like crying myself to sleep every single night. And for anyone who ever said they were a fan of Ruby Rose Turner, and believe you me, there are millions, 1.5 to be precise, on social media platforms across the internet. There are millions of Ruby Rose Turner fans. Someone who has never given enough credit for everything she did for Coop and Cammy Ask the World. Orange is the New Black is another show a lot of people have forgotten about. I watched every single Ruby Rose Turner project right up until Descendants, and I miss Ruby Rose Turner already, and she's not even gone long enough to be missed. I'm going to miss her for a very long time. Although her character was only for a short-lived time period with Descendants, she was so significant, and she was so bubbly, and ultimately became everybody's favorite Descendants character, and perhaps that's why Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland is the victim of a lot of criticism with the introduction of new characters. Some characters coming back to reprise their roles. Maddox Hatter is coming back. Carly Control is coming back, obviously. We got some new characters. Pink coming into this, Red's sister. And a new story and a backstory, obviously, for Pink. There's obviously going to have to be a backstory to introduce this character. Some confliction. People are wondering who's going to be the villain in this one. A lot of conversation. Obviously, one would presume it would be Pink, because of how, if not for Red and all of her mistakes, Pink may have never existed. So, there's a lot of conflict to be expected with this, and of course you can't expect consequences from time, not expect consequences from time travel. We've heard that enough over the course of the last year, trying to convince us all there will be a sequel to The Rise of Red, and obviously there will be. With over 10 million of you, and the revenue, and the ratings, and the reviews these movies have gotten, Descendants and Zombies likewise. Never ever believe what critics tell you. They're only telling you what they want you to believe just so you can hit their subscribe button, they can achieve monetization, and forget about you. I don't care about that stuff. I want you here. I'm hoping you're going to think these videos are cool, and the guy hosting it is really cool, really sweet. Hit the subscribe button. I wanted to create something special for everybody who ever proudly said they were a Descendants fan, because I've had an amazing experience talking about Descendants. The only comparison I can make is closely resembling this would be my time as a Hannah Montana fan from 2006 to the latter part of 2011, when the series said goodbye. I was a Hannah Montana fan from the very beginning, if not the very beginning, within the first 2 or 3 episodes. I very quickly fell in love with that in 2006, knew Miley Cyrus was going to be a hit. Went online, looked up everything I could, from Miley Cyrus's favorite soda to Miley Cyrus's favorite color to what she liked, what she didn't like, her relationship history. I loved her. And I think I love Kylie Control just as much. I think I've loved Dove Cameron just as much. I just don't agree with her immediately resorting to closing the door on Descendants, because she believed, in her own words, they told the story and they completed it. And with the absence of Cameron Boyce having lived his life over and done with, that's the excuse they're coming up with. Not just she, but other cast members like Sophia Carson, even China and McClain on times, although she did come back to reprise her role, so she doesn't fall into that same category. Some of the stuff Dove Cameron's been saying I don't necessarily agree with, but that doesn't mean I'm not a Dove Cameron fan, because I'm the biggest Dove Cameron fan you will find on the internet. I'm pretty much like each and every one of you. I've loved Dove Cameron ever since at least 2013. I'm glad a lot of people were emailing me about Dove Cameron, telling me I should check out some of her content, Live It Maddie, which was really supposed to be bits and pieces years ago. After everything Dove Cameron went through, the more support we can give her, the better. She fell into a state of depression 2 years ago. That was the reason behind her absence. Nobody knew what was going on with Dove Cameron. People were saying that she gave up on her career, and Dove Cameron went into a deeper state of depression because of it, jumping to conclusions, which is what a lot of people have been doing about Descendants of Zombies, saying we've reached the point where we have no other supernatural creatures to introduce into the Zombies franchise. Don't ever believe that either. There are so many opportunities to create off the history of sci-fi characters for zombies. There is so much of an opportunity to create off the history of fairy tale folklore for Descendants. I know this because I studied it for a number of years in high school, and there are so many beautiful origin stories when it comes to folk literature with goblins, witches, trolls, you name it. So many characters that have yet to premiere in the Descendants franchise. And I don't know about you guys, but there's just something about driving a side-by-side through a rabbit hole that I want to take myself up in the opportunity to do. Either that or be a vampire slayer in Dawn of the Vampires, which looks really exciting and really fun to do. I kind of want to get back into the whole aspect of acting because of it. I was a theater kid growing up. I produced a lot of theatrical productions, everything from Phantom of the Opera to Dracula to ballet recitals, although we haven't got to tell anybody that. But I had a whole lot of fun doing it. And because I have experience in this kind of thing, I think I would have even more fun bringing to life these Descendants characters and Zombies characters as part of the franchises as an actor or a producer. I would love to be Meg Donnelly's love interest, the love interest of Kylie Cantrell, and be a fun character that everybody would love. Guys, thank you so much for the love and support that you have shown this YouTube channel. I would not be sitting here tonight with over 3,000 subscribers, or close to 3,000 subscribers, I should say, without the love and support of each and every one of you. I have received a lot of criticism over the years as a podcaster. A lot of the time, profiling pro wrestling was somewhat of a challenge, and for the majority of my career, until I got away from it, I was a co-host of a show, which means you would put over the host of the show while you remained in the shadows. And it was very difficult to do that. Oftentimes, I would be the guy scripting the show, if not interviews or the entire synopsis of a show by myself and never getting enough credit until I broke away from it, came up with my original podcast, and then went from my original podcast into this podcast, which is receiving a blow-up, somewhat of a surge in support, and I can never thank you enough for that. I know how much, here's the thing, I know how much Descendants means to each and every one of you. I have seen the videos, I've seen the turnouts at the meet and greets, which weren't expected to have such high numbers of turnouts. I know how much you appreciate your favorite stars, Dove Cameron, Kylie Cantrell, stars of the past and present, and I want to give you great commentaries that you can run away with a possibility of forever existing, forever and happily ever after existing, mind you, because it does. Don't ever let anybody tell you that forever and happily ever after does not exist, because every dream is possible. I know this because every dream that I've ever set out to accomplish, I achieved. But I couldn't have achieved it without each and every one of you hitting that subscribe button, regardless if you're a Descendants fan or not. You could be a fan of Tango, you could be a fan of Venus and Ferb, Jesse, which gets a huge response on this YouTube channel. There will be more videos pertaining to that on the way into this YouTube channel. You've just got to give me time to do it. I've got a lot of money put behind this YouTube channel. New Logitech Brio camera, over $450. Putting some money behind a new game chair, because to be honest with you guys, this chair is falling apart now, so I'm probably going to use all the birthday money I get to put towards new chair to sit in, to commentate for you guys. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes to this YouTube channel, but there's a whole lot of fun in collaborating these videos for each and every one of you. No matter if it's me telling you a story about how I thought I lived across the road from a vampire, he was my neighbor, or how I fell down through the stage producing Phantom of the Opera 15 years ago, or how I want to drive a side-by-side through a rabbit hole, which looks quite fun, or hunt a vampire as a vampire slayer in Dawn of the Vampires, which also looks pretty intriguing. Very easy to get lost in the woods, as I said here last night. All you have to do is take your eye off what you're doing. Say berry picking, for example. When I was a kid, I used to get lost a lot of the time in the woods berry picking, and seemingly could never find my way out of it until eventually I, backstepped, retraced my steps, and got out of it. And with how I've been feeling here recently, being let down by a lot of my friends, or thought of friends, from birthday experiences, thank you guys so much. But I also want to say thank you to each and every one of you who did say happy birthday, and who got me out of this slump, and who brought me seemingly back from obscurity. After I thought I hung up the headset in 2018 and recorded my final podcast, you guys wanted a hero, and you found me, and you brought me back, and you pulled in unison, me out of the abyss, and we're here tonight because of each and every one of you. This podcast happens because of each and every one of you, and you guys will never live long enough to know how much I appreciate each and every one of you, and I love you so much for just being here and supporting this with kindness and overflow of love and support, which I seemingly can't do without a single day. So if you're someone who has yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to take yourself up on the opportunity to do that, because this is the best Descendants and Zombies podcast, Disney-oriented podcast, pop culture-related content coming at you, hosted by a really cool guy, really sweet guy, not to forget to mention that, who would love to have you as a subscriber on this YouTube channel, not because I want anything from it, I just want to share in the same passions that you guys have, and I wanted to create something special for each and every one of you. So why don't you say we share in this together? I think it will be an experience for a lot of people. So I found this video of Kylie Cantrell doing an interview. It's a brief interview, not really much to it, but I like looking at Kylie Cantrell videos on TikTok. So because I've got a recent obsession developed seemingly for TikTok, I've been browsing through the content pertaining to Descendants and Kylie Cantrell, and I found this interview, and I think that you guys are really going to have fun watching it. So because I'm just as big of a Kylie Cantrell fan ever since her days of Hello Kylie on YouTube, I thought we would watch this video together. While you're watching it, don't forget to hit my subscribe button. What a cool YouTube banner I've got. So many Disney characters on it. It blows my mind.
Especially because, like, I grew up being the prime demographic, so, like, I know how much the franchise meant to me as a kid, and, like, everyone in school, like, that was the talk of, you know, 7th grade was Descendants. So, like, the fact that I get to be a part of this legacy and, like, hopefully carry it on for this new generation is so special and just unreal.
I think throughout the course of the history of Descendants, we all have a story about a princess or a Disney villain or even a prince that we can relate to and we can sympathize with. And because of our passion that we share together about Descendants or even zombies, that's why we're all here, which is why I can never thank you guys enough. You can catch me every video saying thank you to each and every one of you who have subscribed or who are just simply watching the video who have yet to subscribe. Because without you guys, the YouTube algorithm can't recognize or push out this content and make it possible for somebody else to find it who can appreciate it just as much as what each and every one of you do, if not more. This is unbelievable. I say this is my YouTube channel that I created, but I think I should be saying that it is our YouTube channel. It's pretty much an open book where you write the story. You not only write the story of this YouTube channel, but you write your own story through a legacy that you will be defined throughout. That's pretty much what life represents. We're born, we live, we die, and it's our legacies that define us that we leave behind, which is an incredible opportunity, again, to create. You know, Descendants has so many inspiring messages, beautiful messages that are core, which I think we can all take something away from and learn from. And yes, that was a door that just shut in the background, proving even more true that this house is haunted. I've got to go check it out and see what it is. Every night something goes bump while I'm recording a video, which is why I believe even more that this house is haunted. I am convinced. I actually live at the most haunted place in Canada. It's an island that has a high population of hauntings. So I've got to check that out. A high density is the word I'm searching for with hauntings. So that means I'm even more excited for Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires. And yes, for those of you wondering, we will get to Zombies 5. We will see Descendants 6. It's just a matter of time. And if you haven't already figured it out, time is the most precious commodity that we oftentimes, more than enough than we ever give it credit for, we take it for granted and wish we can get it back when we can't. So we have to cherish every single moment. But give it time, and we will get to Descendants 5. We will get to Descendants 6, and we will see Zombies 5. Never believe we're going to get a supernatural creatures or the opportunity to tell a story, because it's even more evident than ever before. I can't thank you guys enough for being here, making my birthday one of the most incredible experiences of all time with this unexpected surge of over, I think, 2,000 subscribers. I had something like a little over 1,000 subscribers, something like 1,600, and woke up at almost 3,000. Not quite 3,000, but an unbelievable surge when I really needed it. Guys, don't ever let anybody bring you down or try to put a damper on your life, because it's not really worth it. Every dream is possible in this lifetime. All we have to do is go out and achieve those dreams, no matter how unreachable or unrealistic those dreams may seem. Every dream is possible. All you have to do is believe in it and hold on to it. I'll probably be heard saying the same thing over again tomorrow night, but if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, take yourself up to the opportunity to do it. Bye, YouTube. We will do it again in a couple of days.